In 2016, Alexander went on a business trip to a small provincial town. His company had booked a room for him in an old but well-maintained hotel. He arrived late at night, feeling exhausted, so after a quick shower, he went straight to bed. But in the middle of the night, he woke up with an unsettling feeling. The room looked normal, but something felt off. It was cold, even though the heater was working. In the corner, there was an old mirror, and for a moment, he thought he saw something flicker in its reflection. He told himself it was just a trick of the light and tried to go back to sleep. The next morning, he asked the receptionist, "Excuse me, but my room, it has a strange atmosphere. Is it just my imagination?" The woman gave him a nervous look but quickly smiled. "You're imagining things. The room is completely normal." But by evening, the uneasiness returned. While lying in bed, Alexander heard a faint knocking on the wall. At first, he thought it was just a neighbor, but the knocking was rhythmic, as if someone was trying to send a signal. Curious and slightly anxious, Alexander got up, turned on the light, and examined the wall. He suddenly noticed something odd. Part of the wall looked different, as if there had once been a door that had been sealed off. His curiosity overcame his fear. He knocked on the wall. It sounded hollow, as if there was an empty space behind it. And then, suddenly, the knocking came again, but this time from the other side. A chill ran down his spine. He didn't know what to do, so he simply backed away to his bed and waited. After about 10 minutes, everything went silent, but sleep was out of the question. The next morning, he confronted the receptionist again. "Tell me the truth. What's behind that wall?" The woman's face went pale. "Listen, it's better if you don't ask such questions. It's just a wall." But Alexander insisted. "If it's just a wall, then why is there knocking from the other side?" The woman glanced around, as if afraid someone might overhear, and then whispered, "There used to be another room there. It was sealed off 20 years ago after a guest died inside. No one has been in there since." "Why don't they open it?" "Because," she hesitated, "because sometimes people still hear sounds coming from inside." Alexander felt a shiver run down his back. He decided to investigate further and went to the local archives. There, he found an old newspaper article from 1996. It described how a man had checked into that very room but had mysteriously disappeared. The door had been locked from the inside, but when they finally broke in, the room was empty. No trace of the guest was ever found. Since then, the room had been declared cursed and permanently sealed. After discovering this, Alexander didn't wait for another night. He packed his things and moved to another hotel. He never returned to that town again, but to this day, he still remembers the knocking behind the sealed door.